Hi people, this is Gypsy Maggie Rose back with your readings for today. Now Capricorn, look, it isn't as bad as it appears, darling, and nowhere as bad as you think it is or could be or can be. Sometimes Caps tend to over-dramatize situations. What you must do is have a look at reality, have a look at where you're probably causing yourself more stress than necessary. This is about having a look at where things truly fit into the whole picture, not this just oh my god panic situation that's happening right now. This is about moving into a whole picture and seeing things with more clarity, with more clearness, and being able then to make A and B match up together in the middle, because you can. Aquarians are about deep emotional stuff. You know, okay, sometimes we all have to deal with the hard stuff, but you know, sitting back and trying to keep it in a box or trying to hold it all in isn't going to help. This is no time for that stiff upper lip bullshit, darling. What you have to do is deal with emotional situations, accept it for what it is. Doesn't mean you have to say this is the end all, but acceptance is the beginning, the first step towards moving through and towards moving on. So acceptance, and then find pathways to dealing with the situation, okay? Okay, now let's have a look at the Aries. Aries is about home and family at this stage. It's to do with issues around the family, and sometimes we all have to make the hard decisions around the family. We have to do the tough love thing. This is where you're at right now. We're either giving or receiving tough love. And you know, the old saying, spare the rod and spoil the child, is very often the way it happens. I'm not, you know, suggesting you go out and beat yourself or anybody else up. I'm just suggesting you put boundaries and guidelines in there for you and for others, and then stand by them. There's no good having a boundary fence that you can blast step over, hon. Doesn't work. Okay. Pisces is about a cash flow situation. It's about doing what you can, when you can, how you can. But it's about knowing limitations, and it's about setting limitations for others and seeing that they carry that through and live up to it. This is all about limitations. And limitations are not a bad thing. Limitations are, again, a boundary thing. You know, you don't spend everything on Saturday and have nothing for Tuesday. It's that kind of a thing. But, you know, this is in all areas, not only the financial area. Taurus. Taurus is about knowing the difference at this stage between hopes, dreams, wishes, and fantasy. Sometimes they all get mixed up together, and yes, a little bit of fantasy is fine. It gives us that kickstart that, yeah, I can do this. But, you know, if you just started to decide you're going to be a mountain climber, you don't go flat out and do Everest. This is what this is about. It's about bringing your dreams, your fantasies, your wishes into the real world. And it's about laying foundations. What you want to do, it's now time to put foundations down. Realistic foundations. It's not yet time to climb Everest. It's time to do the groundwork. You basically learn to walk in climbing shoes, hon. So this is where you're at right now. Your dreams are there, but you've got to start. You've got to start with that firm, solid foundation. Okay? Gemini. Gemini is about looking at what you have. It's about looking at what you can do with what you have. It's about looking beyond what you see, beyond how things appear to be, into what they can be, where they're coming from, where you can take them. Yes, there are emotional stuff out there, but you've got to move away from the emotional stuff and move back onto solid ground and step forward, step by step, one little thing at a time. This is about dealing with what's there, dealing what's around you, not putting it off or, you know, going in an emotional situation over it. It's about doing. This is your time to do. Cancerians. Cancerians are about taking stock of what you have, taking stock of what's working for you. You know, we all have rough times. and bad days, and we focus on those. This is not space for that. This is time to focus on what you have and what is working in your life and what is solid and what is strong, because by focusing on these areas you will see ways to extend them and expand them and allow them to take into directions in different areas of your life. So while yes, it's looking within so you can see out and you can see where to go. It's about solid growth and expansion. Okay, let's have a look at our Leos. Bless their heart. Well, Leo, it's no good being defensive right now. No good standing there going, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to fight the world. Not going to happen, hun. Not going to get you sweet FA. So what you need to do is, yes, keep your feet on the ground, get your head out of the clouds, and get on with it. Basically, this is a doing time. It's a time for you to set things into motion. It's a time for you to go, yep, okay, head down, bum up, just get the work done. It's about getting on with it, getting through it, just simply getting it done. You know, you can't put everything on hold. And being defensive and, you know, having your back up against everyone, it's not going to help you. It's not opening doors to allow help to happen. Okay? Virgo is again the far horizons, but in Virgo at this space it's a different space. Pardon me. It's a space of looking for joy. It's a space of, wow, I can do this. It's about a space of looking for places to go and different experiences and different ways of doing things. This is looking at a huge new horizon and going, wow, where do I stop, you know? It's like taking out a map and poking a pin in it and going, wow, this is where I need to be. This is a wow factor time for you, and you need to take advantage of that and make it work for you. You know, even if it is only planning that trip or making that, you know, tentative booking, it's about getting it done. Libra. Oh dear. Look, you need to take on what you want, not what someone else wants of you. This is about not being caught up in could do, should do, should. It's not being caught up in other people's stuff. It's about releasing that emotional binding and tying down. You know, you've been allowing someone to sit in judgment on you, whether consciously or unconsciously. The past is holding you solid. Let it go, hon. Let it go. It's about moving forward. It's about walking into your own power, walking into your own passion, being strong, doing what you can. Because you can. Your life is yours. It belongs to no one else. Yeah, we have, you know, things we have to do, and sometimes we all have to bite our tongues and count to 10, but not in all matters. Scorpio. Well, Scorpio, you can't decide which way to go. It's like, yes, I will, no, I won't, right, left, oh dear. This is a time, literally, to take the reins of things in your hand, but it's also a time to know that what you can and what you can't do, and that sometimes you have to wait for things to fall into place, and sometimes you have to wait for other people's choices and other people's decisions so that you can have some sort of a balance here, and so that things can go forward. And this is where you're at right now, in that space. So for now, hold still. Have a look at what needs to be done. Have a look at what your choices are. Have a really solid look at, I can do this, 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 and this. And make sure that there's a continuity there, that there's a follow through, that there's a pattern that happens. And then it'll come into place. Okay, Sag. Sag is about, again, taking stock, having a look at what you've got, and then deciding what you can do with that. How is this best serve your purpose? Where can it take you? What can you do? How can this all come together? And it's really and honestly about moving into this solid state of accepting that you're really doing okay. It's about accepting who you are. It's about accepting where you are. And it's about, you know, living that state forward and with no regret, because there's nothing you can do to change the past. You can only influence the future. And this is what you need to do right now, is have a look at what serves you best. Now that will do me for today. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.